Hello, I'm Ruchi Panchanadikar from Clemson University. I will be presenting our CHIPLAY 2024 paper titled I'm a solo developer, but AI is my new ill-informed coworker, envisioning and designing generative AI to support indie game development on behalf of my co-authors. Indie game developers, typically unaffiliated with large gaming companies, create games outside of the mainstream industry's traditional production structures, leading to a divergence from conventional gaming norms. The advent of generative AI tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney is affecting how indie game developers create and produce games. This community differs from traditional creative workforces that have been extensively studied in HCI research on generative AI and creativity, like musicians and artists. Compared to the mainstream gaming industry, like AAA studios, this community may face more frequent and severe challenges brought about by emerging generative AI technologies. This is due to their special focus on the creative, cultural, and artistic values of games and their relatively limited access to financial and technical resources for game production. The slide here shows some more recent news headlines about how AI is changing the landscape of gaming and game development. Upcoming generative AI can cause large impacts on indie game developers and how they create and produce games, and affect their very livelihoods. With these concerns in mind, we explore the perceived novel opportunities and urgent risks of generative AI for indie game developers. In our second research question, we explore how future generative AI can be designed to enhance the opportunities while mitigating risks to support the developers' efforts. For this study, we collected posts and comments from Facebook groups and Reddit threads about the conversations indie game developers are having about the perceived opportunities and risks of generative AI. We then adopted an in-depth qualitative analysis approach to analyze the data. The figure here shows our detailed step-by-step data analysis. Our data analysis revealed four ways generative AI could simultaneously provide opportunities and risks to indie game developers' game development practices. First, many note that integrating generative AI has resulted in more focused and cost-effective game development. On the flip side, using generative AI may diminish the need to employ humans and hinder their future employment. Second, generative AI can be beneficial for indie game developers by facilitating idea and content generation to jumpstart their game development. Conversely, this will lead to creative dilemmas due to AI's inability to create truly new content and maintain consistency in style. Third, generative AI tools may motivate and allow more people to participate in indie game development and make it more accessible. However, using AI-generated game assets may cause copyright infringement and legal issues for indie developers. And finally, indie game developers who usually work alone or only with small teams can use generative AI as a coworker for immediate insights, feedback, and suggestions. Conversely, the process of training generative AI models as coworkers who can meet indie developers' specific needs can be very time-consuming for them. To answer the second research question, our data analysis revealed three ways future generative AI can be designed to provide opportunities while mitigating risks for indie game developers. First, using generative AI to establish developer-artist AI collaboration and to improve human-human interactions can help address career growth and creativity risks. These collaborations may ultimately enhance the overall quality and efficiency of their creative practices. Second, building AI models that reflect the unique personalized artistic styles of indie game developers can address the intellectual ownership risks and creativity risk. This reflects how indie developers can leverage AI's capabilities to facilitate the creation of original artwork while still sidestepping potential copyright concerns. And finally, a better way to leverage generative AI to support indie game developers is to focus the AI's key tasks to specific areas at various stages of indie developers' careers. This would also reduce the amount of personal investment from the developers to make AI align with their actual needs. Our findings have shown that generative AI helps bridge skill gaps and allows indie developers to focus on creative endeavors, therefore making it more open and accessible. Generative AI can also act as a companion for indie game developers without access to other people to make the process less lonely and emotionally draining. However, there are multiple ways generative AI can be a threat to indie game developers' creative efforts, including career growth and creative risks, issues with intellectual ownership, and increased personal investment. Based on indie game developers' own suggestions, we propose three high-level principles aimed at facilitating the design and development of future generative AI technologies to strengthen the identified opportunities while mitigating potential risk and harm. The first is designing customized AI models to support a variety of skill levels and artistic styles. The second is to design AI to support human AI and human-human collaboration. And the third is designing generative AI as an instrumental and social entity to support indie game developers. In conclusion, our paper provides an empirical investigation that uncovers the complex relationship between indie game development and generative AI, revealing the opportunities and risks. Also, we provide three guiding principles about how generative AI can be responsibly created to support indie game developers while protecting them against the risks. We thank the National Science Foundation for supporting this research. If you would like to know more or have any questions about the paper, please visit us at our presentation at CHIPLAY this year or drop us an email. Thank you.